A lot of people think software engineering is just about coding, typing fast, writing syntax, and that's it. If that was true, then those who would easily find jobs were those who have knowledge in multiple languages. Let's say someone with Python, Java, C Sharp, C++. Today I want to tell you that's not the case. You don't need to learn all these programming languages just to become a software engineer. Now let's look at what people think software engineering actually is. People think it's writing codes all day, knowing all the programming languages, being smart at maths, memorizing syntax, and sitting behind a laptop and making magical money. Yeah, magical money. Like, how is it this way? But unfortunately, that's not the case. Coding is not software engineering. Coding is actually just a tool that is used in software engineering. Things like syntax can be googled, languages change, frameworks change, processes are updated, but thinking doesn't. Let me explain. Software engineering is about problem solving. It's about taking a big problem, breaking it down into manageable chunks, and then addressing them. It's about understanding user needs, about making trade-offs, whether you're going with speed over size or you are sacrificing security over efficiency. It's about reading other people's code. It's about debugging for hours. Yes, it wouldn't work all the time. If software engineering was just about coding or writing syntax, we would have been replaced by AI a long time ago. Because seriously, AI is doing some wild stuff. Let me bring this home. Say a client comes to you wanting a platform for their small business. It should have a form where users can put in their contact information. It should also allow users to buy the product of the client. The client at that point doesn't care if you use Node.js, you use Django, you use .NET, or you use a relational or non-relational database. All they care about is, does it work? Is it fast? Is it secure? Is my money reaching me? I hope my money is not getting missing. That kind of stuff. Your job is to understand the problem, choose the right tools, design the solution, handle errors, think about security and scalability. Because most clients have an idea of what they want, but you as a software engineer should be able to break down what they want into manageable stuff that you can then tackle so that the product would be built at the end of the day. In Ghana especially, well, that's what I know. What I've noticed is most people rush to learn new languages, new libraries, new frameworks, especially in JavaScript. JavaScript just has so many libraries. Today someone will come and say this, it's faster than this. Ban is faster than Node. This library makes this become faster. Also, you hear people saying learn JavaScript, learn Python, learn C Sharp, learn Java, learn Flutter. Yes, all these are good and you could learn all of them in due time, but rushing to learn all of them at the same time just so that you could be more valuable is a waste of time in the short term. You could pick one, master it, then use that to solve a real problem. Then after you are very comfortable with that, you could move to the next language, or as the work or job demands, you could learn a new language. If you think of it, coding is just a way to express ourselves as software engineers. For instance, you build a website, you want something floating across the screen. You could decide to use a use effect to trigger it when a user lands on that page, or trigger it by user actions, or maybe by data. But to do that, you have to actually code the thing to happen. You could also use AI to actually do the coding for you. You don't have to do it yourself manually. So you see, coding could be done by AI, but the thought process or the route to get to that point has to be done by the software engineer. So we are not going extinct anytime soon. Bad thinking leads to bad code. Good, clean code comes from clear thinking. Senior developers are not called senior developers because they code faster, but because they think better. I remember when I was starting out and I got a task. I wouldn't read the task enough to think about the edge cases or think about possible ways things will go wrong. For instance, say you are given a task to process data from an endpoint into something, and you've seen the interface of how the data is coming. For those who don't know, an interface is basically like the type of data that is coming, the shape, the description of the data coming through. And you just solve for that. But you don't consider, or I didn't consider, that what if the data is malformed? What if the data changes? What if something is missing? So those things are the things that good software engineers think about. They think about edge cases. They think of what if the user was wrong? What if the user doesn't put in the data that we need? How do we handle this? If this is missing, how do we handle this? And the like. Also know that the number of lines in your code doesn't necessarily measure your progress. It doesn't mean you are better because you have 700 lines in your code. Maybe someone could have done it with 200 lines. A one-so elite code solution that used 2 lines where I used almost 34 lines. If you're a beginner, this is what you should focus on. Understand the fundamentals. Every programming language deals with data, deals with arrays, deals with variables, deals with constants, deals with loops. To understand those fundamentals, they call them different names in different languages, but they deal with the same type of data. To understand how those things work, those are the fundamentals. Learn to think in systems. Don't just think of the solution, but think of the environments the solution is in, how it could be optimized, whether you are making some trade-offs, speed, size, all those things. Build small projects end to end. If you are trying to focus on front end, try and find any website or any design out there and try and build it end to end. Build all the pages, build everything, and give it to a friend or a family member to just look at it and critique. Similar for backend. If you want to go straight into backend, you could look for any public API and try and replicate it or create your own API. Ask why things work. Don't just copy and paste code. Yes, you wouldn't understand everything. I don't understand everything. But in the most part, try and understand why you are copying that, what that thing actually does. Even if you don't understand everything, try to understand a good percentage of it. Also, learn to break problems on paper before touching code. Yes, when we get problems, maybe even interviews, you are always in a hurry to rush the code because of time constraints and stuff like that. But knowing how to pen it down and writing your processes, your algorithm, before actually going to the code helps you to have a structure, helps you not to think about syntax, but actually think of the solution and the system. Yeah, so if you are struggling, it doesn't mean you're not cut out to be a software engineer. It means you're actually learning. If you're always in your comfort zone, you'll never grow, you never develop. Everyone you admire has been stuck before. Some are actually still stuck. So the key takeaways: tech is not just coding. Coding is the easy part. The hard part is thinking. If you can think clearly, you can learn any language and implement your solution. So that's all for this video. If this helped you, please do like, comment if you have any question, and do share with anyone who is learning software engineering. Subscribe if you haven't, and follow. We would have honest conversations, no hype, just the truth. Thank you very much. See you in the next one. Till our next commit, happy coding.